have is with shared services. It used to be called municipal court, but we're expanding the scope of that committee to include all shared services, and municipal court will fall under that. So with that said, I will turn it over to Mr. Mills to announce the assignments.
Yes, as indicated, Resolution 1-19 creates some new committees, modifies others, and stamps the standing committees as follows. Infrastructure, Mr. Jorphy, Mr. Mancuso. Communications and Information Technology, Mr. Jorphy, Ms. Wilson. Transportation and Circulation, close my eyes. Ms. Wilson and Mr. Jorphy. Environment, Energy and Sustainability, Ms. Wilson and Mr. Jorphy. First one noted, of course, is the chair. Engineering and Code Enforcement, Mr. Grazel, Mr. Arvanites. Finance, Insurance and Tax Assessor, Mr. Grazel, Mr. Mancuso. Fire, Ms. Wilson, Mr. Mancuso. Legislation, Government Liaison and Grants, Mr. Jorphy, Ms. Wilson. Shared Services, Mr. Arvanites and Mr. Grazel. Personnel, Mr. Mancuso and Mr. Jorphy. Police, Mr. Mancuso, Mr. Grazel. Parks and Recreation, Mr. Arvanites, Ms. Wilson. Public Works, Mr. Mancuso, Mr. Arvanites. And Sewer Utility, Mr. Arvanites and Mr. Grazel. And Mayor, you need a motion, a second, and a vote on that, please.
I'll make that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Thank you. A roll call, please.
Mr. Arvanites?
Yes.
Mr. Jordan?
Yes.
Mr. Mancuso?
Yes.
Mrs. Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Liscan?
Yes.
Resolution 2-19 is thankfully a little bit larger print. Provide staffing for the following. The Board of Adjustment, the terms are indicated in, I won't be mentioning those, but Board of Adjustment, Lee Goldberg, Samantha Rothman, and alternate one, George Quillen. Environmental Commission, Daniel Faulkner, Tilly Joe Emerson, Siva Jonata, Joshua Sox, Daniel Kenny. Those are alternates 1 and 2, those last. Planning Board, Jeffrey Grazel, Catherine Wilson, Edward Benoit as alternate number 1. Open Space, Mr. Jorphy, Mr. Watson, Rick Watson, Mary Ellen Danoon, PB Planning Board Liaison, Environmental Liaison, I think yet to be appointed to the Open Space Committee. Economic Development Advisory Committee, Ken Barahataris, Paul Danoon, Jason Navarino, Abe Barsamian, Liam Gallagher, Pamela Wilson, Kathy Wilson is the mayor's designee, the administrator, Mr. Quinn, the assessor, Ms. Vioringo, and the planner, Mr. Paul Phillips. The Board of Health, staffed by Jeffrey R. Grazel, Mark Jorphy, Helen Olivia Moore, and Dr. Nicholas Bertha as alternate number 2. Morris Township Historic Preservation Commission, Eric Morgan Hoon, Craig Goss, Judith Bliss, Charles Schmidt. Sanitary Sewer Advisory Committee, John Arvanites chair, Jeffrey Grazel is the mayor. The Parks and Recreation Advisory Committee, John D. Arvanites, committee person, Kathy Wilson, committee person, William Fulch, who's currently serving as the Recreation Director, Brian Goss, Tom Buckner, Robert Beck, Sam Pagano, Betty McKay, Pam Sheldrick, Jean McKay, Richard Maurer, Robert Drucker. Joint Free Public Library of Morristown, Morris Township, Jeffrey R. Grazel, Mayor, Donald Keel, Patrick Murphy is the mayor's alternate. Community Development and Revenue Sharing, Timothy Quinn, Virginia Murphy is the alternate, and the remaining appointments are yet to be promulgated.
I'll offer the resolution, Mr. Mayor.
May I have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Arvanites?
Yes.
Mr. Jordan?
Yes.
Mr. Mancuso?
Yes.
Mrs. Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Liscan?
Yes.
3-19 deals with the police department, authorizes the township committee to hire special police officers and appoints Patty Romano as a police matron for 1 year and Mindy Martin as a school crossing guard for 1 year.
I'll offer the resolution. Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Arvanites?
Yes.
Mr. Jordan?
Yes.
Mr. Mancuso? Mrs. Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Liscan?
Yes.
4-19, fire company appointments. The Mount Kimball Company, Captain Eric Meyer, First Lieutenant John Romano. Hillside, Captain David Schuster, First Lieutenant Jeff Davis, Second Lieutenant Eric Znickgraff, Fairchild, Melissa Alderman was Captain, First Lieutenant James Banky, Second Lieutenant Keith Lombard. Woodland, Captain Darnell Richardson, First Lieutenant Daniel Lovenberg, Second Lieutenant Pete Segal.
I'll offer the resolution.
I'll offer that resolution.
Please.
Second.
Mr. Jorphy.
That one you need to abstain on.
Right, so just wanted to check.
Mr. Arvenini.
Yes.
Mr. Mancuso. Mrs. Wilson.
Yes.
Yes.
5-19, Mayor, is OEM appointments. So we staff that committee with, on behalf of Fire Chief Jesse Carr, Police Chief Mark DiCarlo, Deputy Fire Marshal Michael Nunn, the Emergency Medical Services Captain Larry Gross, Communications Kevin O'Shea, Office of Emergency Management Support Clifford Holmes, Administration Mr. Quinn, Liaison Mr. George.
Offer the resolution, sir.
Second, please.
Second.
Mr. Arvenini.
Yes.
Mr. Mancuso. Mrs. Wilson.
Yes.
Yes.
Resolution 6-19 authorizes the retention of certain professionals on behalf of the municipality. I think it can be combined with 7-19, which staffs some of those resolutions, or positions rather. Blair Medical will be designated to provide physician services for corporate health for a 1-year period. That myself, John Mills, be appointed township attorney for a 1-year period. That Acrisure, thank you, LLC, be appointed risk management consultant for the township for a 1-year period. Mr. Quinn be appointed public agency compliance officer for a 1-year period, all of which ends on December 31, 2019. Resolved that for Open Public Meetings Act purposes, the Daily Record, the Star Ledger, and the Newsbeat be designated as official newspapers of the municipality. And lastly, it's resolved that the treasurer establish an account for payroll purposes on behalf of the township.
I'll offer resolution 619 and 719 combined, please.
6 and 7, yes.
Second, please.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Arvenini.
Yes.
Mr. Clark.
Yes.
Mr. Mancuso.
Yes.
Mrs. Wilson.
Yes.
Mayor Kusardi.
Yes.
8-19, Mayor, I don't think you've read it, establishes the meeting dates for the Township Committee on a going forward basis. So I just ask that you call for a motion on that.
Motion, please.
I'm offer the resolution 819.
Thank you. Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Arvenini.
Yes.
Mr. Clark.
Yes.
Mr. Mancuso. Mrs. Wilson.
Yes.
Mayor Kusardi.
Yes.
9-19 is typically called a banking resolution. It establishes 8 or 9 or 10 depositories for township funds, and the important part establishes as authorized signatories on the check any two of the following: Jeffrey Griselle as mayor, Catherine Wilson, deputy mayor, Francine DeAngelis as the CEO, director of finance, and Michelle Sanfelice as payroll clerk.
Offer the resolution.
Thank you. Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Arvenini.
Yes.
Mr. Clark.
Yes.
Mr. Mancuso.
Yes.
Mrs. Wilson.
Yes.
Yes.
10-19 is a cash management plan. It is offered as stated. There's no point in reading through the minutia. I can, but we'll be at it for a while.
So moved.
Thank you. Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Arvenini.
Yes.
Mr. Clark.
Yes.
Mr. Mancuso. Mrs. Wilson.
Yes.
Mayor Kusardi.
Yes.
Didn't mean to make light of that last one, Mayor. Temporary operating budget at 26.25% of total 2019 appropriations consists of the general fund of $8,688,563.19, sewer utility $1,675,154.83, swimming pool enterprise $190,906.96, and the parking enterprise $63,676.03.
Thank you.
Like to offer the resolution, Mayor. Second.
Thank you. Roll call.
Mr. Arvenini.
Yes.
Mr. Clark.
Yes.
Mr. Mancuso. Mrs. Wilson.
Yes.
Mayor Kusardi.
Yes.
And lastly, Resolution 12-19 establishes the interest rate on delinquent tax and sewer fees at 8% on the first $1,500 and 18% on the balance in excess of $1,500.
Somebody offer resolution 1219?
So moved.
Second. Thank you. Roll call.
Mr. Arvenini.
Yes.
Mr. Clark.
Yes.
Mr. Mancuso.
Yes.
Mrs. Wilson.
Yes.
Mayor Kusardi.
Yes.
That's all I have.
Very good. Now I'd like to offer commentary by the Township Committee members. Mr. Jorphy?
Thank you, Mayor. First, I'd like to thank my former boss, Congressman Series, who had to leave to head down to D.C., for coming out here to Morris Township the night before his own swearing in at the House of Representatives tomorrow. When I worked for the Congressman, he spoke many times of his time as mayor of the city of West New York. And learning from him about his time as being mayor was really one of the reasons why I decided to run here in my hometown of Morris Township. Working for the Congressman was an incredibly rewarding experience for me, and I'm looking forward to putting the skills that I learned in his office here in Morris Township for the Township Committee. I'd also like to thank the members of my family who dedicated much of their time this past year during my campaign. My fiance Kelly, my parents Barbara and John, my Aunt Sue, my Uncle Johnny, my Uncle Conrad, my siblings Alexandra and GT. As many of you know firsthand, campaigns are just as taxing on family members as they are on the candidate. And I'm incredibly grateful to have such dedicated and generous people in my life. I also wouldn't be here without the army of campaign volunteers we had this year. It is truly remarkable how many neighborhoods we canvassed and doors we knocked throughout the course of the year. Tonight could not have been made possible without their efforts, dedication, and commitment. They're all dedicated residents of our town and are committed to not only giving back, but to propelling Morris Township into the future. This was truly a team effort, and I couldn't have asked for better teammates. I'd also like to thank Committeeman Matt Nunn and Committeeman Bruce Sisler for their time spent serving Morris Township. As I stated during the December Township Committee meeting, as someone who was born and raised here myself, Matt and Bruce's stories resonate with me, and I'll always respect them for stepping up to serve the town in which they grew up in. I commend them for their hard work, and I wish them the best of luck in their next endeavors. There are many reasons why everyone is here in this room tonight. Whether you're a neighbor, a township employee, a friend, a family member, a volunteer, regardless of our differences in backgrounds or our opinions, I think we all agree on one thing, that we want to ensure the success of Morris Township for the years to come. From addressing traffic concerns and promoting street safety, to investing in our playgrounds or preserving the character of the town we love. We all want what is best for Morris Township, and I'm looking forward to working with the Township Committee to accomplish these goals and our shared goals with our residents. In a time with a 24-hour news cycle that impacts public discourse so quickly, it is up to bodies like ours to lead the way in responsive governing. And in a community where people can put their differences aside for the common good, I look forward to working with those of differing opinions to reach a desired goal for our township. I'm excited to begin working with Mayor Brazel, Deputy Mayor Wilson, and Committeeman Arvanites and Mancuso to not only express our opinions on different issues, but coming together to reach a consensus for the betterment of our community. And I look forward to focusing on several key issues while serving as chairman of the committees on infrastructure, communications and information technology, and legislation, government liaison, and grants. I also look forward to serving on the standing committee on personnel with Committeeman Mancuso and the newly established committees on transportation and circulation and environment, energy, and sustainability with Deputy Mayor Wilson. Again, thank you so much for everyone who came out tonight. Thank you to the dignitaries who came up to support us. I'm looking forward to working with this impressive group of individuals over the course of the next year on the Township Committee. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. My hearty congratulations to Mayor Jeff Brazel and Deputy Kathy Wilson on their elections, and congratulations to Jeff and Mark Orfrey on their election to the Township Committee. And also thanks to John Arvanites for all the work and service you've done this year. Thank you, sir. As the outgoing mayor of the township, I look with hopeful anticipation to the continuance of our services and contributions in 2019. We all share a commitment to serving the 24,000 residents with continued unswerving dedication. As a result of many productive meetings and discussions, I can say with absolute confidence that I am pleased with the progress the five of us have made. Thank you to the previous governing bodies for allowing me the privilege, honor, and trust to serve as your mayor for 6 of the past 17 years. I value the experience and look forward to this year, to Jeffrey and the committee's leadership and continued success in our endeavors and initiatives. My deepest gratitude to all the extraordinary township employees who support us daily. They are the backbone of our community, who by their outstanding efforts enhance our lives. We cannot thank them enough. The past holiday season, with the emphasis on goodness and light, is an opportunity for all of us to shed light from ourselves to others. We're all one people, living in the greatest country in the world. Our objectives are similar. Understanding and compromise are vital to our success as a town, a state, and a country. In conclusion, I wish you all the best that life has to offer, health, happiness, and prosperity. My best wishes for a happy and healthy new year to all. God bless America. God bless Morris Township.
Mr. Arnett.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to begin by thanking all the residents of Morris Township for having the confidence in me to serve as your committee person. 2018 began as a dream that many thought was just that, a dream. A dream that not only had 2 Democrats serve at the same time on the committee, but more importantly, that we were all able to work as a cohesive, unified unit to leave politics out so that we could do great things. Paul Valery said, "The best way to make your dreams come true is to wake up." And that is what we did. This past year, we were all unified in doing what was right for Morris Township. I would like to thank each committee person, employee, and volunteer for their cooperation and their commitment, and I look forward to continued cooperation. Gary Cohen said, "If you don't do something differently, you'll end up where you're headed." Well, we changed the direction of Morris Township, and we did it by showing that we can work in a bipartisan manner and work to better Morris Township by leaving the politics behind. It wasn't easy, but we were successful in not raising municipal taxes this past year, while providing the infrastructure improvements for Morris Township. 2019 brings us new challenges for our budget. We're facing a 13% increase in statutory expenses, 7% increase in health insurance, along with a fallout of the recycling market. I look forward to continuing to build our bipartisan relationships in the future, not only in our township, but with surrounding communities. To quote Ken Blanchard, as you can see, I like quoting people, "No one of us is as smart as all of us. Together, if we work as a cohesive, unified unit and leave political influences out, we can do great things, and we will." We face many challenges ahead, and I wish the new leadership well in navigating through these challenges. It has been said, those who expect moments of change to be comfortable and free of conflict have not learned their history. In closing, I would like to quote a former president of the United States, and it summarizes my goal for continued unity and not being guided by outside influences. "There are no problems we cannot solve together, and very few that we can solve by ourselves." I want to wish a happy and healthy new year to all. May God bless you, your families, and our township of Morris. And I might say, I will say, the plan finally worked. About 25 minutes ago, with all of the leadership of Morristown here, Morristown now belongs to Morris Township.
Thank you, Mr. Arnett. Deputy Mayor Kathy Wilson.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you especially to my good friend, Committee Woman Amalia Duarte from Mendham Township, for holding our well-worn Bible. Thank you also to John Mills for administering the oath. I'm honored to serve as Morris Township's Deputy Mayor for the coming year. All of us on this dais are looking forward to working together as a team to serve the best interest of all 23,000 residents of Morris Township. Every year, every reorganization meeting is a new beginning, especially this one. When our children and grandchildren look back on the history of Morris Township, tonight will mark the beginning of a new chapter. Clearly, this is a time of great change. The one change that I personally love the most is the amazing shift from apathy to engagement. Encouraging people to pay attention and participate has been a passion of mine for decades, going all the way back to my early years of teaching social studies and civics. I'm a long-term proponent of that famous quote, Democracy is not a spectator sport. I love that so many people have woken up to this truth and are living it. Before looking forward, a brief look back. Our predecessors have governed Morris Township pretty much on their own for the better part of 3 centuries. They've run a tight ship and done a good job. Our town is well run. Our taxes are among the lowest in the county. Our municipal services are excellent. Everyone in Morris Township values these traditions. All of us on this dais pledge to continue them. Turning to the future that lies ahead, communication tops our priority list. We envision Morris Township as a beacon of excellence, a role model for open, transparent practices, clear, two-way communication between residents and officials, lively civic engagement. We intend to be proactive in making sure that residents get the information they need when they need it to know what's going on and participate. We get how important this is always, but especially when it comes to high-impact land use projects. We also intend to be proactive in initiating the kind of regional communication across towns and across levels of government that we believe is essential for dealing with some of our most pressing problems, including especially traffic. We get that travel within our town and beyond our town is a top quality of life issue for residents. That's why we've established a new standing committee on transportation and circulation. This is a priority issue, and we want to make sure it gets the ongoing attention it needs. On a related note, I have a quick shout out for the freeholders, but I don't think any are here. If there's a freeholder, no. Well, anyway, the county's recently completed circulation plan is excellent. I am a big fan of this plan. It provides a great foundation for us to work on and consider us an enthusiastic partner in this work. As with transportation, we envision Morris Township taking on a new and proactive role as a leader in working with environmental issues. That's why we've created a new standing committee for environment, energy, and sustainability. We want to ensure that these topics get the attention that we see as essential for moving our community forward. Expect to see a new approach to working with economic development. We want to attract new business activity to Morris Township, but we get the need to strike the right balance with quality of life considerations. Our Economic Development Advisory Committee, EDAC, will be very intentional and strategic as it works to develop new plans and implement new actions. So many interesting and exciting possibilities with our EDAC group. As with all of our boards and commissions, I encourage residents to come to these meetings. It's a great way to get involved. A couple of other initiatives I'm excited about and I want to mention just briefly before closing. Look for pickleball to become a thing in Morris Township. Look for residents to recommend new ways for the town and the township to work together. Look for us to establish a new seniors advisory group, which we envision as a forum for creative thinking, problem solving, and action. Finally, I'm pleased to announce a new practice that begins tonight. Links to video of this meeting and all future meetings will now be posted on the township's website. It's not well known that students like Michael have been producing full video of these meetings since May of 2015. Now, for the first time, residents will have ready access to video of these meetings in their entirety. This is a big communication step forward for our community and another positive sign of tonight's new beginning. Here's to a great year for all.
So as you can see, we've set some lofty goals for ourselves this year, but I think this team we have up here on the dais has the ability to meet those challenges and exceed them. So earlier tonight I said I was afraid I was going to forget somebody, and there was one person I forgot to mention. She couldn't be here tonight, but former committee woman Kathleen Highland had reached out to me to wish me well in this new position, and we're sorry she couldn't be here tonight. She holds a special place in my heart. When I first joined the Township Committee and sat up here, Kathleen took me aside, gave me a talking to, but the message was, everything you do should be for Morris Township. Make sure Morris Township is at the heart of everything you say and everything you do. And that's what I've always tried to achieve while I'm sitting up here on the dais, and that's my goal going forward. Everything that we do up here is for the betterment of Morris Township. So I previously spoke about governing with certain values. Openness and inclusiveness are two of those values. And I really believe I'm up here in order to implement the will of the people. So I will seek resident input to our decision-making process. This year we're going to start exploring different ways of getting that resident input, your input. We hope to have a few neighborhood meetings throughout the town and other initiatives that work towards that goal of setting that gold standard of resident communications. But the best way for all of you to voice your concerns and have a discussion about the issues is to come to our monthly meetings that take place on the third Wednesday of every month. So our next one is January 16th, and I hope to see all of you back here in 2 weeks. But seriously, I really do want all of you to come to an occasional third Wednesday meeting throughout the course of the year, and I really do look forward to many productive conversations with residents out in the open at our township meeting with a full input from all of the committee people sitting up here. So I wish all of you a wonderful 2019, and I thank everyone again for coming out tonight. I'd like now to invite Rabbi David Nesson of Morristown Jewish Center Beit Israel to come up and give the benediction. All please rise.
Ever since the 2nd century, the Jewish community has always had in mind to say prayers for the government of the community where we live. So I'm going to share a prayer that we say every Saturday in our congregation, and you would find this in so many congregations around the world. Oh God, we ask your blessings for our country, for its government, for its leaders and advisors, for the mayor, deputy mayor, and this council, and everyone who exercises just and rightful authority. We ask that they learn the insights and administer the affairs of state fairly for the purpose of peace and security, happiness and prosperity, justice and freedom. Bless all the inhabitants of our country. May citizens of all races and creeds forge a common bond in true harmony to safeguard the ideals and free institutions which are the pride and glory of this country. May this land under your providence be an influence for good throughout the world, uniting all people in peace and freedom, and helping us to fulfill the vision of the prophets. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they experience war anymore. With prayers of success, we say, Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Rabbi. Before we conclude the meeting tonight, I wanted to invite everybody for refreshments, which is in the room adjoining us tonight. And now I'd like to motion to adjourn the meeting, please. Thank you. Do I have a second? Second. Meeting adjourned.